Would you be interested in 4 great habits that increase productivity, focus, concentration, and determination? I know I am, so you better stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And I read a really great article by a gentleman named Michael Stawicki that I want to share with you. That's S-T-A-W-I-C-K-I, Michael Stawicki, entitled 4 Great Habits to Increase Productivity, Focus, Concentration, and Determination. So let's get right to it. He starts off by saying 2 of the habits are technical and 2 are mental. The latter 2 are the ones that are more powerful. I'm going to start with the easiest and most impactful and finish with the most impactful in the long run, because really that's the only time horizon that counts, isn't it? Here's habit number 1. Writing down daily priorities. I usually note down at the beginning of my day 1 to 3 priorities for that day. I almost never work on anything else till I finish those. Sometimes life gets in the way, but over 80% of the time I manage to deal with them before, life happens. This is an incredibly effective productivity tool because nowadays I have more power over my schedule and I knock out those tasks in the morning. But writing down my priorities was almost as effective when I had to smuggle my tasks between tasks when I was still working a day job. The real power doesn't lie in executing those tasks. It lies in realizing what they are. Clarity and focus are born out of writing down your priorities, not out of doing them. For several months when I was switching between managing my time with to-do lists and the daily priorities list, I observed how it magically worked. If I had my priorities written down, most of the time I did them that very same day. When I skipped writing them down and kept them in my head, it was a disaster. The big hack in using this tool properly is being realistic about what you can do. So don't write down, write a book today, because it's unreasonable to expect that you can write a book in one day. Even if you spend the whole day writing like crazy and you finish with a big chunk of the book, it's not going to be the whole book and you're going to be disappointed with yourself in the end. As an example, outline 1 chapter as your daily priority. That's much easier to get done, and at the end of the day, it's got a pretty good chance that you're going to get it executed. Here's habit number 2, to-do list management. One of the reasons I'm productive with my daily priorities is that for a long time, I managed my time with to-do lists. In the end, I used to get seriously frustrated with them because the list of tasks seemed to always get extended while crossing them off was painfully slow. But thanks to this, I got used to the fact that I constantly have something to do. Nowadays, after I deal with my daily priorities, I switch to my daily habits or some other tasks. Often, I write them down and follow the new set of daily priorities. My priorities are often purposefully small so I can knock them off within a few hours. It's getting things done that keeps my motivation and self-efficacy at high levels. Habit number 3, gratitude diary. Now, does this point seem to be out of place on the list of productivity habits? Well, take a closer look. Gratitude is a proven way to rewire your brain into positivity. It's enough to practice it smartly for 30 days and you will achieve this effect. What's more, it becomes permanent when it becomes a habit. When the brain is positive, every possible outcome we know how to test for rises dramatically. That's a quote from Shawn Achor. And Achor is a real scientist. He's got some titles before his name, and he spent about a decade at various universities researching happiness. Scientists tested the correlation between a brain's positivity and everything they could measure. And every freaking thing was better, productivity included. A few things they measured: sales, chances for promotion at work, fitness performance, and net worth, just to name a few. Habit number 4, morning ritual. You know I'm huge on this. I save the best for the end. I don't always write down my daily priorities. My to-do list management is far from perfect. I automated my health maintenance, but a glitch in this area happens every so often, like undersleeping. It's not easy to be constantly positive on an entrepreneurial roller coaster, but I've been doing my morning ritual every single day. Morning ritual is what I call quiet thinking time. It does 2 things for me, and it may do them for you. First, provide focus by taking care of all the above mentioned productivity habits and cultivating your why. My morning ritual takes about 40 minutes. Mine takes about 20 to 25. His takes 40. It includes some exercises and drinking 2 glasses of water. Often I jot down my daily priorities at the end of it. It's not easy to find time for all of those maintenance practices during busy days. Tying them together into one ritual that is repeatable like a metronome, and it makes it automatic. However, the true power of my morning ritual comes from cultivating my why. I repeat my personal mission statement. I pray. I read documents and fragments of 3 books that shape my personal philosophy. I look at my vision board. In short, I remind myself why I'm hustling so hard for so long. I remind myself that there is no alternative, no rest, no giving up until I achieve what I'm meant to achieve. My morning ritual is the true engine behind my productivity. I was exhausted, heartbroken, or discouraged in the middle of the day too many times to count. But the next day, I started my engine again and moved forward. So find your why. Go back to it every morning. It will make an enormous difference in your long-term productivity. Once again, big shout out to Michael Stawicki for this very good article. It says many of the things that I've said comes from a different perspective, gives a little bit of a different viewpoint. But you need different viewpoints. You need to hear different angles, different paradigms if you want to be successful. Take the bits and pieces, apply them to yourself. What works for one person doesn't always work for everybody else, but we make suggestions. Does that make some sense? But most importantly, when you know your why, when you review it every day, you become passionate. And always remember, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.